Welcome back to some more Dark Souls Remastered. Last time we played, we finished the worst segment of the game. Thank God. We also obtained the Lord Vessel and, discussed a little bit about what's to come. So, like I mentioned before, we can either go down to the catacombs to try to fight and find, Gravelord Nito. We can go back to Anor Londo and seek out Seath the Scaleless. Or we can go down into the New Londo ruins and pursue the Four Kings. Granted, in order to pursue the Four Kings, we need to go beat another boss. And as of right now, with how things are going to work, and because we received the Sunlight Maggot from going down, I'm going to go to the catacombs. Now, admittedly, it helps that we're already human, because there are actually some places that'll come in handy. Now, the only thing that might be an issue, and we can test it with these skeletons here, is unfortunately, we don't have a holy weapon. However, I want to say that an enchanted weapon, such as our Balderside sword with magic weapon, can actually kill skeletons. So, by using magic, we circumvent the entire need to actually make holy weapons, which is really nice. Kind of just an added benefit of being a sorcerer in this game. Admittedly, I wasn't super certain how this playthrough was going to go because I've never really done this before. Frankly, so far, it's really surprised me just how good sorcery is in this game. In most of the other games, say Dark Souls 2 and 3, and even Elden Ring and Demon Souls, I was always really unimpressed by how underwhelming magic felt. I mean, granted, I never really invested in it too much. I think the most I ever did was, say, Elden Ring. But in this game, even with as little as we've invested, I've been really impressed with it. All the utility, the damage increases, it's been overall solid throughout most of our journey, which is kind of sweet. So yeah, most of this is, well, very familiar. The biggest difference is that now we'll be exploring it. Gotta be careful, because our magic weapon ran out. That's going to be kind of the biggest thing with this area, is just juggling our magic weapon and making sure that we have it applied when we fight the skeletons. Also, at some point, I really need to drop all of the souls we have. But, I'm not terribly worried about it. I'm just going to do my best to remember that about 440k of our souls are, not legit, I guess you could say. They were duplicated. So, keeping that in mind, it shouldn't be too bad. Ooh, got a little item here. Can I have it? Can I have the item? May I have that? I guess not. I guess it's a fake item. Weird. My guess is its hitbox probably fell through the world, even though the actual, animation or item of it is, standing right there. So, oh well. Hi there, buddy. So if you notice, something that I haven't really been able to talk about, these enemies are, sometimes wielding shields. If you've noticed, when we smack one with a shield with our sword, sometimes we, well, not sometimes, every time, we bounce off. A big thing with shields is that whether or not you bounce off is generally determined by how much strength you have. With more strength, you're less likely to bounce off of shields. I think it depends on the weapon and the attack you use, more than anything, rather than just the raw strength stat. But because we have tantamount to 0 strength, we're going to bounce off shields quite often. And usually, I want to say that I think in Dark Souls 1, your strength stat doesn't actually matter for that. And in fact, it may not actually matter. I might just be super misremembering, but that's always how I understood it. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm super wrong, but I think that's how it works. I've never admittedly done a strength character that one-handed a weapon. So, I don't know. Point is, it's annoying that we bounce. But luckily, it's not a super huge deal. All it means is that we'll just have to deal with the skeletons a little more careful than we otherwise would. Nothing too bad. Yeah, I will say, it is nice going through here and actually being able to explore. When we went through here before, well, if you remember, it was pretty dangerous because we had very little health and we couldn't kill these guys. So there wasn't really any point to us sticking around. Now, though, that we can actually fight them, it's a lot easier. I mean, generally speaking, being able to defend yourself is a lot easier than having to just run away. I feel like that's why a lot of horror games are so successful, is they don't give you a way to fight back. I never found games like Silent Hill or Resident Evil all that scary. Ooh, also, can we not kill these guys? Huh. I see. Well, maybe you do need holy weapons then, because these guys are not staying dead. So, well, I guess I was wrong. Go figure. So, anyways, seeing as I was very wrong, our best bet then is probably just to knock these guys off the ledge, seeing as we actually can't really fight them. So, oh well. May as well unbuff. See if we can just knock them off. Usually the best way to knock things off is to just kick. It'll generally interrupt any animation that they're doing, so long as it connects. And usually it'll push them off pretty easy. So yeah, though, that makes this a lot more difficult than I intended. So maybe don't be dumb and make sure you get a divine weapon. Oh well. Luckily for us, these are really the only skeletons that actually follow this rule of needing a divine weapon. Later on, we'll fight other skeletons that don't actually need divine weaponry in order to beat them, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they did that, but they did, so, I want to say in here, we're going to find some interesting things. First and foremost is this giant room. Hello, Mr. Skeleton. Uh-huh. Come on. Get down there. There you go, buddy. Where did you come from? Well, he hopped on down anyways. Yeah, I want to say in this room there is... Yes! There's a little floor we can fall through. This might look like a secret. It's not. There's one floor and two floors. I forget which one is the correct one to fall down, but for now, I guess we'll see if we can lure all of our skeleton friends right on down. It looks like this one works just as well as the other. I'm not terribly sure myself. But, oh yeah, here we go. Here's a way down. Admittedly, I kind of forget this section. I normally run through it the one time and call it good. Oh, hi! I didn't even know there was another guy down here. Oh, hello. Well, this is somewhat unexpected. That is an axe-wielding Black Knight. Hello, buddy. Unfortunately for you, you're easy to parry because you're a Black Knight. So, yeah. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot happening right now. Mr. Skeleton, can you, not? Mr. Skeleton, please don't. I'm busy entertaining our friend here. Buddy, come on. Ooh, we got the shield. Very nice. I didn't actually expect to really get many drops. That's cool. There, be done with it. So is this just what you guys do all day? You just do this? I mean, I guess that's cool. Oh, this is a lot more dangerous than I thought. Say hi to the wheel skeletons. Luckily for us, we can actually fight them. They are not invincible. Thank God. If they were, I would, without a shadow of a doubt, tell you make sure you have a divine weapon and, well, pray to God. Whew. All right, well, after that little excursion, I want to say, yeah, there's the item. But I don't think either of these actually lead us down to it. Unless this one does? It might. Oh, it does. I'm a fool. Oh, right. So normally, that Black Knight is actually standing right here. For whatever reason, he aggroed while we were down in here and came to promptly kick our ass. I don't know why he aggroed. Maybe because of the light on our head? I'm not really sure. So, I guess be careful about that. Otherwise, I think all the other things we want are actually back the way we came at this point. Specifically, I'm looking for a spell. I forget a little where it is, but I know it's in here somewhere. Otherwise, is this our friend? Yes, it is. This is our friend. So, buff on up. Get your strongest magic ready and say hello to Mr. Titanite Demon. You find these guys everywhere. I swear. Hello. Yeah, like every other Titanite Demon. Do what you've come to know to do. It's kind of sad that they're not all that interesting of a foe for being as common and, I guess, cool looking. Now, granted, if they had all their limbs and weren't all, you know, destroyed, I think these guys would be really cool. It would have been awesome if you actually got to fight ones that had different limbs or were, you know, in different states of disrepair. So, oh well. Bit of a shame, but nothing too bad. Ooh, I'm surprised that didn't kill you. There we go. Woohoo! Ooh, and we got his catch pole. Very cool. Down here, we have an Eye of Death, which is actually related to a covenant here. So if you notice, there's all these skeletons. There's also this coffin right here that you can nestle inside of. Should you do this, you will be taken to Gravelord Nito's boss room, where you can join the Gravelord Servant Covenant. You also receive a really powerful two-handed curved sword. So, it's pretty worth doing that. I know a lot of people tell you that if you want to get extremely powerful in Dark Souls 1 almost immediately in the game, they tell you to come join that covenant and abuse the fact that you get that weapon so early. It's really powerful. The only downside is that I said two-handed curved sword. It's a great curved sword. And the biggest downside to those weapons is that they're extremely slow on the startup swing. Because of that, especially in PvP, it's actually one of the few weapons you usually can reaction parry. By which I mean, if you see the player start swinging, you can usually throw out a parry and actually parry it. Otherwise, though, for PvE, it's really good. Most normal enemies can't really deal with it. So, it's a pretty surefire weapon. At least, you know, early in the game. Also, hi, Mr. Big Skeleton. I don't think there's anything this way we missed. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, seems like we're good. Again, this is always the area where I forget where to go. This the thing I'm looking for? This might be what we're looking for. Basically, there's a hidden little alcove that has Tranquil Walk of Peace, which is that spell I mentioned forever ago. I think this is it. Wow, you actually take 4 swings? Jeez. Thank you. Ooh, did you drop it? Oh, he did. So rarely, those guys can drop their skull lanterns. If they drop that, then realistically speaking, you actually don't need the sunlight maggot to explore here, or the light spell. All you need to do is equip that in your offhand, and you can use it kind of like a shield to illuminate your surroundings. So that's pretty cool. There it is. There's Tranquil Walk of Peace. Admittedly, a lot of people will give you shit if you try to use that in PvP. Also, a red and white round shield. How nice. So once you've gotten and done all the things here, I would either recommend nestling in the coffin to go join the Covenant, or continue on down where we fought Pinwheel. I think, personally, I'm going to go into the coffin, just so that I can show you that nifty little Covenant. I think you can just roll right here. Yeah, nice. Take a little bit of damage, but we're no stranger to that. So, head on in. And then once we find our lovely little coffin, we'll nestle in, get all snuggly, and go meet Nito. And notably, this doesn't take you to the boss fight. It takes you to the arena where you can join the Covenant. So you still have to do everything legit, but you can at least meet Nito before you get the Lord Vessel by doing this, so that's kind of cool. Also, this takes a... So, come to the catacombs often? Also, look at our lovely little guy. Plus, that was a really nice close-up of the sunlight maggot. Disgusting little creature. Also, man, for anyone with claustrophobia, maybe turn the video off now. Man, that's kind of a horrifying thought. Like, ugh. Getting sealed inside of a coffin alive like that? Man, that is not a situation I want to be in. At least they're nice enough to let us out. So, that's cool. Nice cave you got here, bud. Yeah, welcome to the Tomb of Giants, specifically Gravelord Nito's boss room. And there he is. There's Gravelord Nito. So, let's enter his Covenant, because why not? Woohoo! So yeah, for joining, you receive the Gravelord Sword and a Miracle. You can then give him Eyes of Death, which I don't remember what they do, but point is you can farm them from basilisks if you don't want to invade and kill people and get Eyes of Death that way. I think you're supposed to duel or something. I've never really interacted with this Covenant, so I'm not super knowledgeable on how it works. Anyways, when you want to go back, I believe you can just take the coffin, which is pretty nice. I guess that's something, too, I should mention. Every Covenant has a variety of items that you need. So, for instance, the Sunlight Covenant that Solaire's a part of, for that you need Sunlight medals, which generally are earned from doing co-op as a Sunlight person. Otherwise, Souvenirs of Reprisal are earned from killing invaders, or, well, sinners. And then the Eyes of Death are gotten from doing whatever PvP-related thing from the Gravelords. But every single item can actually be obtained otherwise, too. So if you don't have the game online, or say your internet's down or what have you, and you still want to progress the Covenant, you can actually farm for those items. I don't remember all the enemies that drop all the different items, but they're around for sure. So first things first, let's grab this item we missed. And then, oh yeah, get a bunch of holy robes, mace, very nice. But once we've done this, I want to come down here and clear out these bone wheel skeletons, because there's actually another very important person that we meet here. In fact, that skeleton's going straight for him. Alright, gents, this way. Come now, come now. Luckily, with how powerful we are, these guys don't take many hits, but if you notice, they do a lot of damage. A lot of people panic when fighting these guys, and they really struggle to take them out, but they're not that bad when you're taking your time. Even then, too, if we wanted, we could use our magic, though, that can happen. That's also why they're so dangerous right there, is because they can stun lock the hell out of you, which sucks. That's what makes them so dangerous. Plus, a lot of people, when they play these games, for whatever reason, don't like leveling their health. So they have no HP and then take a lot of damage and just kind of eat shit and die. So basically, if nothing else, allow these skeletons to teach you how important leveling your HP stat is. Still one left? Did I hear that right? No? Huh. Weird. Must be another skeleton somewhere else. Oh well. So, once you've cleaned out those dudes, I kind of just wanted to do it now, rather than later. We need to actually go up to the big spiral staircase room where you first cross the bridge. It's not super hard to get to, luckily. Also, I realized there's something I missed in the demon ruins, which, oopsies. But we have the first one, so it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, now that we've cleaned them out, let's pop out here, do our big loop-de-loop, and then we'll meet a new person. Also, ow. Excuse me, skeletons. We have business to do. Yeah, overall, the catacombs, not that bad. Not that bad. It's a lot easier when you have a divine weapon, but unironically, this is really the only segment/section that you actually need it for. Past that, all the enemies that we're going to be fighting, I think they assumed you would have a divine weapon anyways, so they just make it so they can die normally, which is kind of weird. Uh-oh. Well, that's where we need to go. Just, don't get knocked off by a random skeleton. Admittedly, wasn't expecting that. Alright. At least, the run back is pretty short. So that's nice. Because you can just drop down on all the various bridges that you've unlocked, which is really nice. Yeah, we're basically already back. See? Super easy. Grab our stuff, and then head on down. But basically... Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. Hi there, buddy. We'll kill you just for prosperity's sake. Why not? Then, when you're ready to go down, as you can see, there are little ledges all the way down, which will help you survive the fall. It even gives you a green Titanite shard because you're going to need them. And when you're ready, fall on down, and we'll get to meet our big new friend. And I think a lot of people, when they saw this guy, were like, this is going to be a hell of a boss fight. But no, he's actually a friend. Even if he doesn't really seem like it. Damn it, this is the one thing I wanted to avoid. Luckily, and thankfully, they put a bonfire down here. Once you clear any stray skeletons that got in, rest at the bonfire. Just to reset all the enemies. And now, let's take a talk with our big new friend. Because he is a blacksmith.
Is that an ember from New Londo? And a fine ember it be. What do you say? Why not leave it with me? I'll give you a flame to feast your eyes upon.
Sure, sounds good to me. So yeah, he is the person who makes flame weapons, which is pretty cool. Also of note, if you want to make the occult club into a divine club, there would be worse times to do it. So yeah, he's your firesmith. Andre is largely your upgrade and holy smith. This guy's your firesmith. And I want to say the giant is your lightning one. And then the guy who's chained up in the New Londo ruins is your magic smith. We haven't seen any embers for him yet. They're kind of later. Still, he can do everything a normal smith can, and he'll sell you homeward bones, titanite shards, and a whole bevy of arrows. So that's cool.
I'm here to smith, not to chit-chat.
Yeah.
Well, what was that about? Don't be coming around here without a good reason.
So, thanks, pal. Otherwise, once you're done with him, it spits you out right down here, which I realize makes me killing all the bone wheel skeletons, superfluous, but, you know, it is what it is. Ow. Gentlemen, please. I know I'm lovely, but, no need to push. Ah, thank goodness. So if you notice, there's actually a wall right here where the fog gate used to be that they can't cross. So if you struggle to kill them, you can just sit here, poke them from afar. And notably, this is actually a really good way to farm these guys because they actually can drop their bone wheel. And it's actually a shield that has an attack, which is kind of cool. So if you want the best attacking shield in the game, there's worse places to farm it. Now, had you waited all this time for whatever reason, you poor soul, you get to fight Pinwheel, get your mask, get your Rite of Kindling, and now let's go on into the Tomb of Giants for what is now the third time, technically. Now, if you didn't have the sunlight maggot, this place is entirely pitch black. You can't see a thing. They do have these little stones to guide you, which is really nice. But don't rely solely on them. It's going to be tough. Ow. Yeah, these guys are also notably no joke. Enemies from here on out in the game are going to be really tough. And frankly, the weapons and skills that we have aren't especially good against them. This is why, frankly, it might be a good idea for me to actually attune some pyromancy and start using it. Now, granted, I really shouldn't. It's not the focus of what we're doing. But it is really good. And I mean, I should show it off, right? Now, if you notice, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can go down and around, and basically, there's a lot of options, but I would just be careful. There's nothing super noteworthy here that's worth dying for. At least, not that I remember. Maybe there is, and I'm just forgetting, but, there's at least a lot of skeletons. Go figure, right? Ow. Kinda rude. Yeah, and if you notice too, they're fairly resistant to both slashing and piercing damage. So our bread and butter techniques aren't really gonna do all that good here, which kinda sucks. Like I said though, you luckily don't need... Ooh, a Murakumo. Wow. That's a very rare drop. Luckily, you don't need holy weapons in order to fight these guys, which is kind of weird. But, I'll take what I can get, frankly. Uh-oh. Ow. Excuse me, my good sir. If you notice, our weapon is really starting to do next to no damage. And largely that's because we haven't invested in it, like, at all. We've upgraded it, yes. But we've not invested in its damage stats. Plus, we made it raw, so, That's really not helping. Raw isn't great at this point in the game, and if you're using weapons, you really should be starting to invest in damaging stats. As of right now, we still don't have nearly as much health as I'd like to get. I'd like to hit 50 vitality, and our endurance is alright, but I would like to hit 40, and then we can start leveling dex. Frankly, we won't hit what I want before the end of the game. Oh, I may or may not duplicate some souls and save us some time. You know how it is. But I would do that toward the end of the game, where it's not as much of an issue. Because obviously, if I power level now, then there's next to no challenge, right? So, let's get through the majority of the game, and then power level, yeah. I will say, it is cool that you can see Izalith down there. That's a really nice detail. Kind of a shame that the best detail about Izalith is the fact you can see it from another area. Kinda sad in a regard, but oh well. It'd be so good if you just fell off right now. Ooh, be careful. Yep. Luckily, they don't have too much health. They just have really good defense. Someone's shooting arrows at us, and I don't know if it's that one or that one. But, I don't know if I'm keen to find out. Oh, it's a whole other one. Oh, that's not good. Ow. Alright, might be time to just run. Because, we're not really a match for these guys. Now, luckily, they really can't follow you down, which is super nice. Down here, we find a very familiar face. Now, before talking to him, I would recommend getting that bonfire down there, because, who doesn't like a delicious bonfire? Maybe don't have as close of a fall as I just did, but, yeah. Otherwise, let's actually reverse our hollowing, and let's kindle this bonfire. Frankly, I believe this is the warp bonfire here, so I want to make sure it's nice and kindled. And if I'm wrong, well, boo-hoo, wouldn't be the first time today. Yeah, see, that looks so cool. Seeing all the ruins and stuff, like, from way out here, that's awesome. I feel like they really expanded upon that idea, like giant ruins in a mountain underground. I feel like they really did something with that in Dark Souls 2. Specifically, I think it was the Ivory Crown DLC? I forget which one specifically, but one of the DLCs. I think it was the first one that came out. Not that sequential order really matters, but point is, it was a Dark Souls 2 DLC. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of items I miss here, I'm not even going to lie. I generally don't explore this area this much, and I usually just focus on getting in and then getting out. Because, yeah, there's a lot of skeletons. And granted, what did you expect? Of course there's a lot of skeletons. The other big thing, too, that really sucks about this area is that you generally can't really lock on all that well. I mean, look at this beautiful camera angle we've been given. Super helpful. Thanks, game. This is where, honestly, having a really good bow is super helpful. Come on, baby. Any amount of these guys that I can cheese, I am going to. Honestly, you know what? We have... Yes, black fire bombs. These might actually help us a fair amount. Yeah. Not a bad throw, all things considered. So yeah, I'm going to try to get as many of these dudes over here right now as I can. Ooh, that was way off. Come on, baby. Almost. No, not quite. Really? I'm just barely missing him every time. Okay, that wasn't even... Alright. Yeah, so, the big issue now is that we don't have a great way of fighting these guys. They're all grouped up, but we don't exactly have great magic for this. Look, we focus on a lot of single target stuff, not groups. Go figure, huh? Oh, really? I still didn't hit him. Come on. No? Alright, well. I guess, it's now or never. Buff up and, on down for some punishment. Ow! Alright, new plan. Grab everything and run. Sounds like a good plan to me. Excuse me, my good fellow. I would rather not. And here is the large divine ember. I would make sure to grab that and, try to get out with your life. Excuse me, my good sir, can you not? Ow! Frankly, I'll take it. Not the cleanest run, but, yeah. Also, yeah, again, they found the copy-paste button and put 80 skeletons in a pit. All to the level. Not that I mean to be negative about it, but it is just kind of jarring that, you know, that's the challenge. Don't get gangbanged by skeletons. Which, notably, we failed. I'm not even going to try to hide that. Like, yeah, I didn't handle that very well. But hey, we got out alive. That's what matters, right? I'm going to say so, yeah. Ooh, hi, Mr. Item. I want you. This is a little awkward, fellas. I'm just gonna grab the item and go if you're all right with that. I want to say most of the items here, other than that ember, are more or less just souls. So maybe don't worry about it so much. Also, what? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Whoops. That's actually a little something for later, I believe. We can go down it now. Why not? Yeah, hi there, pal. Say hi to these bone pillars. They're really damaging. Now, something I will say is that club, the Divine Club, will actually do really amazing damage in this area. Almost every skeletal enemy is really weak to strike damage. So, if you want to abuse and exploit weaknesses, then that would be the way to do it. Plus, it's divine, so it'll help you out a fair bit. Anyways, once you're done with these fellows, we can run a little deeper. Hi there. So, we don't know who these two are, but these are actually, that cleric girl's bodyguards. We never met them. Namely because I believe they show up after you beat the Capra demon, and we just never went back to see them. Ow. I guess not ow, but quit that. Yeah, so unbeknownst to us, we're actually rescuing her right now. That's kind of why I forgot that that's where the, hidden wall popped you out. Is because normally you talk to Patches and he kicks you down here. And then you have to help her by defeating these two to get out. But where are you? Here you are. Hello.
You banished those two hollows, did you?
I did.
It pains me to think of the trouble my failings have caused. I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much. Here, these belonged to them. You deserve them more than I.
Well, thanks.
I am certain that both... Thank you.
So yeah, now that we've rescued her, she will move back to where we got our first Firekeeper soul, which was all the way back in the Undead Parish, just across from where Andre is. So, the big thing regarding her is that should you progress through 2 areas and beat 2 bosses, she will be killed by Petrus of Thorland, and her entire quest line will end. If you want to remove the time restriction, kill Petrus of Thorland right now. If, instead, you have a plentiful amount of souls, you can instead buy all of her miracles, and she will then move on to the next part of her quest. This is honestly one of the easiest quest lines to miss and mess up. I would say second only to Siegmeyer's quest. I think I kept calling him Siegward. I believe it is actually Siegmeyer, and Siegward is the one in Dark Souls 3. So, oopsies. Point is, it's really easy to mess up this quest line, and frankly, I would not blame you if you didn't even know it was in the game. So, let's go back to the Undead Parish. Let's give Andre his new Ember, and then let's go talk to Rhea, which I believe that's her name. I think it's Rhea. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll learn in a minute. Oh, Andre, we have some new things for you.
What a brilliant ember you have there. I've only heard legends of such specimens. The embers used for the secret rites of divine blacksmiths. Perhaps you could lend it to me. I've long dreamed of forging divine weapons.
Sure.
Splendid. Thank you. Andre Restorer never disappoints. I assure you.
And let me tell you, he sure won't. So yeah, you can now make super divine weapons, which are pretty good. So for instance, let's undo that and make the divine club. We can now turn it into the divine club +6. The biggest downside is that those require white chunks, which we only have 2 of. So we could, but it's a bit pricey. Also, frankly, if you haven't purchased the Forest Crest by now, I would do it now, frankly. You probably have enough souls from exploring, so now's a good time.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Yeah, trust me, I'm in the same boat. So yeah, we already bought it, the Crest of Artorias there, so we don't need to worry about it so much. But if you haven't, I would take the time to do so now. Because once we're done with the catacombs, that's probably what we're going to go do next. At least me personally. Hello, gentlemen. I've come to see a nice little cleric lady. Please excuse me. Are gonna aggro. Alright. Anyways, hey there. How you doing?
Hello. I will never forget what you did. I am deeply indebted, for it was not within my power to save Vince or Nico. I cannot thank you enough. In case you have not heard, I am Rhea of Thorland. I only wish there was some way I could help you. But I am inexperienced and I only know the art of miracles. If that could be of any help, speak to me again.
Well, sure. We like miracles.
Would a miracle be of any help to you? I would be most pleased if that was so. May we discuss miracles then?
Absolutely. So you can also buy Divine Blessing from her, which is super nice. And otherwise, you can buy a whole swath of miracles. Most notably, Wrath of the Gods, which is a super good PvP miracle. People use this bad boy all the time. I mean, heck, just go look up old videos of Forest PvP. You'll see what I'm talking about. She also will teach you the prayer gesture. And if you want, I believe you can enter the Way of the White through her again, which is pretty cool.
Vince and Nico were fooled by a lout named Patches and turned into hollows. My prayers did them no good. It is my ignorance, my frailty that has sealed their fates. Perhaps Petrus realized my weakness all along, and thus made the decision to abandon me. I can hardly blame him now.
Yeah, even she mentions that Petrus had it out for her.
Vince and Nico
So yeah.
I can hardly.
Otherwise,
Then
thanks.
be safe. Farewell, Verianox.
In fact, let's go speak to our good pal Petrus. See how he's doing, shall we? Admittedly, in most of my playthroughs, I usually start by just killing him. So, you know. Like I said, there's no time like the present to do so. But Rhea should be fine now that we've bought all the items from her. Hopefully. Hey there, guy.
Your Highness, where have you gone? I am entirely to blame for this. Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so.
Deathly so, you afraid? Huh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself. Pay me no mind.
So yeah, he will sell his other things, but we don't really need them. He'll live for now, pal. So yeah. Once we've gone back and done all that, we can return to the catacombs and finish up our business. I believe at this point too, yeah, Logan's moved on. So if you missed him earlier, you're gonna be waiting a long time before you meet him again. Otherwise, let's warp on down Tomb of the Giants and have ourselves a swell time. Ah, it's like we never even left. Wonder if Patches is still here. Oh, he is. Hey, buddy.
What, you again? Well, well, you've been a stranger. Good to see you well, mate. All right. You came at the perfect time. There's a fine stash of treasure right down that hole. I found it first, but we're friends now. I'll split it with you, in any case. Have a look. It'll shimmer you blind.
So like Rhea said, he's here to trick you. Frankly, we'll fall for it. Just to show it off. Patches is notorious because he does this in every single Souls game, including Elden Ring.
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
Yeah, he's kind of a bastard. But as we know, we already know the exit and have cleared it out before. So frankly, it's not like it's hard to go back and see him. Oops, I went the wrong way. So once we survive our little encounter with Patch's friends, we'll go speak with him and see what he has to say for himself. Excuse me, gentlemen. I have a date with the notorious Patches the Hyena. At least I think that's his name. I think it changes in like every single game he's in. He's Patches the something, Patches the this, Patches the that. Anyways, hey bud. That was kind of a mean trick. You gonna rethink that?
Oh, you. Well, let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
Now, as rough as it sounds, yes, we are jolly undead outcasts.
Oh, brilliant. A second chance. Wonderful. I had a feeling you'd understand. I did. But, if I were in your shoes... who knows what I'd have done. But now we're friends again. Eh?
So despite that seeming like the foolish thing to do,
These temptations, you know what I mean,
he actually becomes a merchant should you forgive him. So, yeah. Say hello to one of the most terrifying enemies in the entire game who does 1,000,000 damage. Ow! They're incredibly fast, have a lot of hitboxes, and aren't very easy to fight. Ugh. Yeah, they also don't really care if you're blocking much. Ow. They also have this attack where they stand up on their hind legs and flop on top of you. That really hurts, so be careful, especially if you're human. The point where you want to be human for is actually coming up. It's still a little bit from now, but don't you worry, it's coming. Now, for what's to come, I would honestly recommend buffing up, if you have them. Ow. And getting ready to party. Whew. Frankly, we need to do a lot of damage and quickly, because a lot of these enemies aren't playing games. Bit rude there. Well, if you're just going to keep backing away, we'll just kill you. Easy enough. And yeah, they're all over the place. Hey, quit that. Now, notably, once you're done with all the skeletons, there's actually a Black Knight around here who we want to find and fight. Ouch. I believe he is specifically a halberd Black Knight, so he's especially worth your time, because if he drops that halberd, you're in the money. Like I said, it's a super good weapon. Not saying I'll switch our entire build if I get it, but I mean, look, admittedly, it is just that good. I don't remember how to get that item over there. Guess let me go look real quick. Sort of message. Yeah, it might be a little beyond me right now. I forget. Ooh. Looky-loo, what's down there? Nice little bonfire. You're going to want to make sure to hit that if you can. Ooh, I hear our friend. I don't know where he is, but I hear him. Oh, hello! Good to see you. I've buffed up just for you. Ow, don't do that move. Come on. Come on. Really? He's doing the one that you can't really parry that easy. Come on, dude. There you go. Took him a little bit, but he got there. Excuse me while I chug in your face. Ow. Yeah, I don't know how to parry that one. It's really like one of 2 moves that I know. Ooh. Excuse me, sir. You're doing a lot of damage, more than I anticipated. Works for me. Here, have a plunging attack, why don't you? There you go. There. See, it didn't have to be all that hard. Poke. There we go. Awesome, man. It's gotta hurt. Alright, well, no halberd. Oh well. Not the end of the world. Ah, this is how you get that item. Try safe zone. Alright. Ooh, effigy shield. Interesting shield from what I remember, though. I don't think it's especially all that interesting. Or at least useful. Interesting, yes. Not useful. That's the word I was looking for. Huh. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, I really, really don't like that. So, have a great heavy soul arrow? Oh yeah, that does just fine. There you go, buddy. Here, you can have some too. You waited nice and patient. There you go. Yeah, luckily these still do plenty of damage. Try jumping. I think that does work if you jump like right here. Now, first and foremost, before you do anything hasty, make sure to grab the bonfire over here. Now look, admittedly, we've killed a lot of enemies. So maybe don't rest at it yet. It's kind of a tough call. Frankly, I think I'm going to try to kill a couple more enemies and then progress. Right here, isn't he? Yeah, there's a couple of them too. Here, you can have some great heavy soul arrow. Nice little present from me to you. There you go, pal. Free of charge. Now, look, I don't have a lot for you, so you're going to have to get the discount bin. Oh, gosh. Yeah, there's that attack where he gets on top of you. If you saw, that did a lot of damage. Had he hit us with every single hitbox, that probably would have outright killed us. It's kind of terrifying, I'm not going to lie. Ow. Quit it. Have some magic? There you go, buddy. There you go. Yeesh. Yeah, these guys are not my favorite enemy to fight. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, another white Titanite chunk. Very useful. At least if we were using a divine weapon. Well, let's jump on up, shall we? There we go. Nice and easy. Oh, good. Now, if you noticed, we got the silver serpent ring. That ring is pretty darn special. The gold one increases your item discovery. The silver one increases how many souls you get per kill, which, as you can imagine, is really good. Like, if you're struggling to gain levels at this point in the game, or really just wanting a couple extra souls here and there from everything you kill, there are worse rings you could equip, for sure. Honestly, I would recommend using it. It's super good. Especially for all the upcoming bosses. I mean, it's going to really help you get some levels. Also, man, these guys are... they have strange physics. Oh, well. Yoink. Now, notably, I don't believe the ring increases how many souls you get from items, like Souls of the Brave Warrior and things like that. But it's still useful. Also, once you get to this part, you can take off your goofy sunlight maggot because you won't need it. That's nice. This is also notably where you want to be human. Should you walk all the way down here and view another area that we've yet to go to, Paladin Leroy will invade you. If you remember, he's who helped us kill Pinwheel. He's kind of a pushover. I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty reluctant to actually roll to evade you. Though he can fully heal himself, so I guess be careful of that. Well, I guess at this point, let's buff up and get poking. Now, notably, just like in the Pinwheel fight, he hurts. So be careful. Ooh, I got lucky that I broke his poise. Ooh. Stop that. I want to say he has 3 of those heals, so he should be done now. Now, if you get... I was going to say lucky. He will drop off the cliff like that. However, he dropped some items that we can't get. Should that happen to you, simply save and quit your game, and his items should spawn where he invaded you. Keyword being should. The game's a little finicky with this. And, yeah, they might just be gone forever. Which kinda sucks. So, should that happen, you're shit out of luck. Which sucks. Especially because I believe he drops his weapon and shield there. Grant and Sanctus. The biggest thing that we missed out on is Sanctus. That gives you regen. Like, life regen by equipping it. So, yeah, that blows to not get that. Oh well, I guess. These things unfortunately happen in the world of Dark Souls, and there's not really much you can do. Yeah, this part kind of sucks. They were really mean with the enemies that they placed here. This is also one of the most infamous areas of the entire playthrough, because they put 2 giant skeletons here. Notably, you can just ignore them. And welcome to the room of pinwheels. For whatever reason, they put like 7 pinwheels in here. I don't know why. Granted, they are really easy, and each of them all have a chance of dropping one of the masks. So if you didn't get the mask of the child, father, or mother, this is where you can farm them, which is pretty cool. Also, there's these little baby skeletons, which I believe all have an extremely high chance of dropping humanity. So if you don't want to farm rats, this is actually probably a better farm, because so many of these little skeletons spawn. I'm not saying you should farm them, but like, you know, it's easy, it's free, and it's fun. I mean, the implications aren't fun, but the humanity is. Also, they're kind of goofy. Ooh, another white titanite chunk. Very nice. Now, I believe should you go up here, they will stop spawning and largely stop chasing you. Gonna drop any of your masks, Pinwheel, or am I gonna have to come back? Having to come back. All right. Oh well. I'm surprised those little skeletons chased us that far. That's kind of impressive. They normally don't go that far. Look at them. They're goofy. They also don't have, like, any health, and they drop a fair amount of souls. So if you want to equip that silver serpent ring, which, let's do it. If I can find it. There it is. See, 121 normally, and 145 with it. So, not bad. For as easy as they are, there's worse places to farm souls. Plus, again, if you just have both the rings equipped, like, say you want souls and you don't care as much how many humanity you gain, then, this is a pretty good place to do it. Now, look, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but, you know, it'll get the job done. Let's put our Dragon Crest, right? I believe that's the one I want. Yeah. Whoops. And now, if you're anything like me, you've probably used many of your resources. Unfortunately, it's time to fight Gravelord Nito. He's right through here. So, good luck. Now, admittedly, if you're using sorcery, I would actually recommend bringing and using fall control here. If you don't, you take a lot of damage when you enter this fight, which is kind of unfair. But hey, that's Dark Souls. Hey, I know that guy. We joined your covenant earlier. Yeah, admittedly, he's kind of terrifying. Also, yeah, that's a lot of damage. Like, that's no, you know, small amount. That's like 2 Estus flasks worth of damage. So, depending on how leveled your HP is, you may not even be able to survive that fall, which is ridiculous. Also, if you notice, he has a lot of health. He does that, simply get away. he'll kill a lot of his own minions for you, so you don't have to really worry about that so much. Ow. He can also inflict you with poison and toxic, so be careful about that. Uh-oh. Sorry, gotta run. There we go. The only big downside is that while he will kill his own skeletons, he, doesn't kill them. So they'll just keep coming back, which is a lot of the difficulty of this fight. It's kind of worse than Ornstein and Smo in a lot of ways because he just can spam this and they all keep coming back. If you also notice, we're not exactly doing a lot of damage to him. We're not doing a little amount by any means, but he's got a lot of health. Really, it missed the little one? Rough. Ow. Ooh, our buff ran out. That's really bad. Excuse me, Nito. I gotta go rebuff. Also, there's Paladin Leroy's corpse. Like, actually. It has his armor set on it. So if you want the Paladin gear, that's where you get it. Super nice. Ow. Now, the one nice thing is that Nito's kind of fat, so he can actually block his skeletons for you pretty effectively. Ow. Much like his big attack, the way the fight kind of goes in waves. Ow. All right, buddy, get rid of your dudes, please. Nito. Nito, come on, be a brother, huh? Okay, well. Yeah, sometimes he's kind of mean with what he does. And his skeletons kind of are more obnoxious than he is. Hi, buddy. Yep, good luck trying to do damage with this. This is kind of one of those fights where the longer it goes on, the harder it gets. Especially because we're just kind of tapped for resources, which sucks. Excuse me, gentlemen. Nito, can you please... Okay. Yeah, admittedly, we're not winning this fight. Because, we ran out of the good buff, and he stopped doing the move I needed him to. That sucks. Admittedly... Oh. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here. But, I was going to say, now would be a really good time to, try out some pyromancy. So, let's attune. Let's say, great combustion. And how about... Oh, I don't know. Great fireball? Sure, worth a shot. And then let's put the pyromancer flame in our right hand. And, well, once we get back to Nito, we'll give it a shot. Unfortunately, we have quite a bit of ways to go to get back to him, which kind of sucks. Whoopsies. Still, it shouldn't be too bad. Unfortunately, this does mean we need the sunlight maggot, which, yeah. Now, granted, I am being stupid in the fact that I'm not bringing, fall control, but, it should be fine. Ow. Quit it. Excuse me, folks. Just gonna run down here and grab the closer bonfire, if you don't mind. Oops, that is not the bonfire. Uh-oh. There's the bonfire. I always forget where this one is for whatever reason. Don't know why. Where are we going? Not this way. This way! Hooray! Honestly, you know what? I was gonna say I'm confident we can kill him without the bonfire, but frankly, I'd rather just grab it just in case. Ah, there we go. So let's keep on trucking. Oh, I want to go this way. Excuse me, gentlemen. I have places to be, bosses to kill. You understand, of course. Did it do? So yeah, it's quite the run back. Admittedly, it's not my favorite thing. Also, there's a crystal lizard here. Well, I missed. So, if you managed to kill him, cool. Really? Seriously? Can I just walk around you? Oh, I can. Alright, cool. Works for me. Unfortunately, this one I think is a little trickier. Oh, he's a gentleman. Thank goodness. All these nice enemies being kind to us. I appreciate it. Otherwise, I think for the fight to come, I'm just going to keep the pyromancy flame out. Excuse me, small skeleton children. I have no business with you currently. Good seeing you, Pinwheel. Hey there, Pinwheel. You know, kind of don't want any right now. You have a good day, though. Yeesh. Sure you heal up. I think you can jump over here. Yeah. And then fall down, and it lessens the damage you take, which is nice. It's pretty useful. Now, admittedly, I want to say if you just stay right here, Nito usually, okay. Normally, the big skeletons don't aggro as quick to you. Yeah, see that pyromancy damage? That's real good stuff. Just start jamming on it. Uh-oh. Now, if you can't get away in time, you can block that attack. It's a little risky, but hey, it works. I'm gonna get stabbed. Ow. Bit rude there, buddy. Oh, we're not a very fast caster. And he hit us with toxic. That's bad. Okay, I understand. Stop hitting me. Excuse me while I eat this moss. Thank you. Alright, come here, buddy. That's fine. You can do that. I'm just gonna burn you a little. Yeah, as you can see, pyromancy does a lot of damage. It's really good. Yep. Ah, pyromancy, baby! It's not broken, we swear. So, there's Nito. If you're tricky, you can throw on the silver serpent ring. Watch those souls flood your inventory. Come on. Come on. Oh, they already do it? No, they already did it. Alright, well, point is... Oh, there we go. Yeah, 72,000. That's quite a bit. Yeah, as you see, with just Great Combustion, we almost killed him. With the extra 4, or well, technically I think it was just 3 Great Fireballs, Nito was dead. It is obscene how powerful pyromancy is. It's really stupid. So yeah, I think at this point, honestly, I might just say screw it and use all the souls we have just to kind of speed up some of the leveling process. And now that we're done with Nito, let's go to the Undead Parish. That and unequip all of our pyromancy. Because We don't want to abuse this, but I really wanted to show it off. It's stupid. I mean, seriously, like, what were they thinking, huh? And just think, that wasn't even the strongest thing we have. We had great Chaos Fireball, which does even more damage. And again, no stats required. We can simply just equip it and go. Also, low-key, I think I'm just going to equip 2 of those. Sounds cool to me. Get rid of our Pyro Flame. Let's be on our way. Also, too... It's only +5. At this point, I think it's actually going to be better for us to go get Large Titanite and make this into a +13 weapon? Because how much do we have right now? Well, we have a slab. That's nice. But, yeah, we need to get some Large Titanite. So I guess let's go take a quick field trip to Sen's Fortress, buy a bunch of Large Titanite, probably 99, just so I don't have to do it again anytime soon. And then I guess let's head to Anor Londo and let's actually upgrade our weapon to a reasonable level. Because frankly, the +5 Balder Sword is really not doing all that much damage, which isn't good. That's the unfortunate part about Dark Souls. In order to beat it, you do need to do damage. There's no way to just pacifist the game. At least, not in a good time window. I would like to finish the game relatively soon, rather than, you know, take months because I decided to be a pacifist, you know? That would be kind of a cool challenge, though, doing the whole game without actually swinging your weapon or anything like that. It's probably possible. At least, you know, by using online summons and things like that. There's no way you could do it without help from online. So, let's perform our favorite little trick. Ooh, first try. Very nice. And let's scroll on down. Large soul of a brave warrior. You look very nice. Sure, 860. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks good to me. Right, sweet.
Still alive? Anything you want?
Alright, let's, I guess, restock our firebombs, buy infinite titanite. Perfect. We're now, set for the game. Hooray! That's, reassuring.
There you go, another brave, but soon you shall see.
Alright, well, I'll, see you later. Now, I guess, let's use a homeward bone. And then let's go upgrade our weapon, because man, oh man, do we need to. Oh yeah, I can also take off the sunlight maggot. There we go. Back to the Mask of the Mother. I like having health. So, Andre, let's undo. Oh, let's make it a +6. Then we will reinforce it. +10. And unfortunately, we don't actually have the required ember to make it better than +10. But I think overall our damage will be higher now. I guess I should have checked that, huh? Oh well. Still, when you're feeling ready, let's run down here and go to that crest door, shall we? It's been a while since we've seen it and thought about it. But, well, now's the time. And let me tell you, there's a lot that happens now, which is kind of funny. Because, there's going to be a lot of triggers from going this way that we could have technically done earlier in the game had we bought the crest. But I figured you wouldn't really be going there until about now anyways, so I didn't bother showing it. Also, too, with all of our endurance, we probably could upgrade to better armor, which is something I've been thinking about, but I just haven't really done yet. So maybe when we return, we'll do that? I guess we could just do it right now, couldn't we? Because notably, I believe you can fully upgrade armor yourself. I think overall I want to wear the Elite Knight armor. So let's get that to +6. Maybe not the whole set, but, you know, a majority of it. Ooh, the Wanderer's boots. They look really good. Go. I'm going to try not to use our chunks, because frankly, I want to keep those. And, should be good. So let's see if we can wear that now and not be too heavy. I scrolled right past it. Go. And the one. Boots. And, nope. Still too fat. Womp womp. Oh well. There might actually be some gloves we can wear that are not nearly as heavy. Because how much are these? 3.7? Wanderer's Manchette? Yes, actually, we can... Alright, cool. Sounds good to me. Let's reinforce those. Look, we're making it work. Frankly, you're going to want some defense for what's coming up. Because we're going to be going into the PvP forest. So, if you're a human, prepare to be invaded several times. Even if you're not human, there are actually several invisible enemies here that will aggro you. And while they're not truly invisible, they may as well be. Do you see them? There's that guy there you can see very clearly, but there's also that dude there. Oh, let's deal with him. Ow. Hey. There's that bounce. Ow. Ow. Now, notably, you don't actually need to fight these guys. But I figured we could do one go-through where we show them all off. Go. And yeah, they drop a fair amount of souls. So, congrats. I've invalidated your entire build by pressing the B button. Well, later. And yeah, notably, there's a lot of guys here. Usually if you have the stamina, you can kind of just combo them until they die. If they don't have, really good, poise. So, they're not so bad. But there are a lot of them. So, don't be surprised if you just kind of book it and then get gangbanged by them. Notably, there is one special person here who you do want to go out of your way to kill right now. I think she's over here? No, you're not her. You're just a frickin' knight. Don't dodge this. He dodged it, darn it. There we go. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. Really? He dodged it by hitting me. Sorceries, ladies and gentlemen. This is why they're not very good. I mean, they do good damage. It's just, do they hit or not? That's kind of the problem. Is she? She's an archer, notably. There she is. Hello. This is Ferris. I believe she has a unique longbow, and she uses a falchion. She's kind of like the bow character of the game. Can you stop running away? There you go. So yeah, she's not terribly hard, but when you beat her specifically, you'll get Twin Humanities, the Black Bow of Ferris, and Ferris's hat. Now, a really messed up lore implication is that Twin Humanities can only be found on females who were pregnant. So, sorry, Ferris. At least I think that's what they imply in the lore. I'm a little rusty on it. Point is, it's kind of fucked up that you kill her. But, she has loot that we want. So, oops. Sorry, Ferris. Also, too, just another little side thing. My apologies for all the profanities that I, have been saying throughout this series. I mean, look, Dark Souls is a, rated M for mature game, but, I mean, it's not a great excuse for me to, be swearing as much as I am. Still, it feels right at home with the game. I mean, I'm certain that anyone who's watched anything Dark Souls related has seen people scream and cuss this game out like you wouldn't believe. Anyways, there's the eastern set of armor, which is pretty cool. Yeah, otherwise the forest is just a giant wide open field, basically. Again, basically. That is dedicated to an entire covenant related to PvP, which is really cool. The whole idea, which we'll be showing it off in a minute, is that the forest protectors are here to literally protect this forest from anyone who opens that crest door. You get automatically summoned to fight anyone who shows here. This happens the minute you step in through that door. So if we were human, you're on more of an invasion timer than you'd usually be on. It's pretty brutal. Notably, too, I want to say over here somewhere? I don't remember all the geometry of this area super, super well. Oops, I way passed it. Point is, you can probably hear the waterfall. Had you gone up that ladder way earlier when we fought the Hydra, it would actually spit you out here. So, if you want to come here and completely circumvent the crest of Artorias, that's kind of how to do it. It's a little stupid that you can do that, but, yeah, sure enough. Say it's... Man, I really forget where this all is, huh? Whoops. It's around, we'll find it eventually. I'm kind of stupid. I should have just followed the sounds of, the waterfall. Yeah, I think it's right over here somewhere. There's the waterfall. Yeah, see, there's a bridge down there. So, for one, you can drop down here. And if you notice, there's this whole little area. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. There's this little ravine right here that's supposed to help indicate and help you find that. I always forget that it's, right where it is. But basically, should you have climbed that ladder, you'll be, I believe, on the other side of this little bridge. And you can, yeah, you'll pop out right down there, which allows you to climb up there. So on, so forth. So yeah, you can completely skip buying the crest of Artorias. I don't know why. But, for anyone who's trying to get here reasonably, the crest is certainly easier. Yeah, it's another really nice showing of, just how interconnected the world is. Like, seriously. If you started with the Master Key, for instance, right? You could go through the tower, kill Havel, go over here, kill the Hydra, come here, and already be at this area. All without needing any amount of souls, just because you chose the Master Key. It's kind of insane. So I really like how Dark Souls is so open-ended like that. Obviously, you'd eventually be cut off by certain walls, like say you went down to the Demon Ruins through Blight Town right away. You wouldn't be able to get through the Golden Barrier. But if you come this way first, you actually can progress pretty much like normal. Now, notably, there's a really tough enemy coming up who's a big kitty. Yeah, kitty means business and is really fast. This is kind of the enemy that I really wanted to upgrade our stuff for. Now, luckily, kitty got stuck. So we'll abuse kitty. Yeah, and look at that. Almost as much health as we have. And when you kill one kitty, 2 more show up. Because of course they do. They are equally as powerful. Ooh. Frankly, if I were you, if you have magic, abuse it. You will not regret it. These two are difficult. Like if you're trying to fight them legitimately. Ooh. But they're not all that bad if you can just cheese them out like we're doing. And I believe for beating them both, you actually get a reward. Well, technically all 3 of them. Yeah, this is unlike any enemy we've seen yet, which is kind of funny. I love the forest here. Bye-bye, kitty. Or maybe you don't get anything? Well, you get souls and the satisfaction that you killed one of the weirdest enemies in the game. So, that's cool. And then you get this really peaceful area, and oh, it's just so cool. Now, I'm sure you've been asking yourself, right? We found the Fire Ember, we found the Divine Ember, we found so many things, but where's the magic one? Well, turns out, it's right here in this chest. Ow! Unfortunately, these mushrooms really hurt. Also notably, if you've been wanting more golden pine resin, these mushrooms are what drop it. They do a lot of damage, so maybe don't mess with them. Otherwise, we're at the other end of this bridge. That's actually where the crest door is. It's just right across. But first, a little secret. In this chest, you find budget Havel armor, the stone armor, which is super powerful. It's basically Havel's set, but a little lighter. It also offers a little less defense, of course, but it's good. Otherwise, should we come through here, there's a smaller kitty. Hello.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me. But cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius?
Yeah, that's what we came for.
My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
Yes.
Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well. So,
sure, we'll join you.
I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant.
Sure.
And here taketh this ring.
You get the Cat Covenant ring. Very cool.
If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. shall summon others who will, by your honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine only family. To thine kinsmen forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
So, it's like she says. If you equip the cat ring, wherever you are in the world, you can be summoned to this forest to fight anyone who basically walks beyond that door or climbs up the ladder and isn't a part of the Covenant. Like she says, you'll get rewards for beating the invaders. I believe you can get anywhere from Titanite shards to chunks, which is super nice. You also, of course, get humanities, souls, all sorts of things. The other nice thing is now that you're friends, no one in the forest will attack you. It also spawns 2 NPCs that weren't here before. Hey there, pal.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules. You hear? Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets to play. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Alvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
Thanks, bud.
Don't worry now. You'll be called in soon enough. Hunters with patience score the best kills.
So in addition to Shiva, there's also this ninja. Hey there. They won't talk to you. Now, notably, this ninja has a unique ring that you can receive for killing them. And they only spawn if you join the Covenant. Now, it's like they say, any abuse, hatred, or otherwise attacks or actions against the family will not be tolerated. Should you hit anyone at all, damage them in any slight way, they'll aggro to you and you will no longer be a part of the Covenant. Evidently, that's directly an issue because you want the ring this guy has. It's a very nice ring. So, you're kind of at odds. Do you get the ring? Or do you wait? Well, now is frankly the best time to get it. If I were you, give him a couple kicks. Whoops. Fuck it. Bye-bye. That will kill him. If I were you, you may now save and quit. I would go around that corner, so that way when they do aggro, you, won't be swarmed. And upon reloading, his items will be here. You also notice Shiva starts moving because he's trying to hunt you, but you receive the Dark Wood Grain ring. I would now, with that ring, homeward bone out. So now you might be wondering, well, 1, what does the ring do? And 2, is there any way I can fix my standing with the family? The answer is yes. First, though, the wood grain ring. Changes rolling action. This special ring crafted in an eastern land is made of gold, but with a wood grain crest on its surface. Agents of subterfuge in the faraway land are particularly fond of the dark gold wood grain, which greatly alters its wearer's rolling action. Sounds good. Let's equip it. For kicks, let's also equip a super heavy weapon that will make us mid-roll. So you might be thinking, well, sweet, my rolling is better, right? Well, no. This ring only works if you have a light roll. So, for instance, without the ring, here's a normal light roll. Pretty standard and basic. With the ring, you now flip. This flip is the best roll in the entire game. It allows you not only to move pretty damn quick, but it has more iframes than any other roll in the game. It's a super, super good ring. But like I said, you have to break faith with your covenant in order to get it. So you might be wondering, why the hell would I ever do that? They just said there's no way to undo this. Well, they're wrong. Remember way back when we first met Oswald? Now I know what you're thinking, who the hell is Oswald? He was the guy who sold us indictments way at the Belfry Gargoyles. You know, the first Bell of Awakening? The guy way up there? Let's go pay him a visit. If you remember, he had something called requesting absolution. When we tried it, it said we have not sinned yet. Now, we have sinned. Sinning is a whole bunch of different things. Basically, it's essentially, did you kill any NPCs that you otherwise maybe shouldn't have? It's also, I believe, related to how many times you've invaded, things like that. But namely, it's the NPC thing. Did you kill NPCs that you probably shouldn't have that have other functions later in the game? Should you have, say, killed, well, I don't know, Rhea, for instance, the healer? Say you felt bad about that and were simply curious about what killing her did. Or, just like we did now, you killed the ninja because you wanted his sweet ninja flip ring. But you really want to be part of the Forest Covenant. Well...
Greetings. Just in time.
You can then request absolution. Notably, this price changes depending on your level. The higher level you are, the more absolution costs. So, let's request it. There. We've now undid all the mean things we've done.
If thou committeth a crime, bring thyself back here. There is no misdoing that I cannot undo.
So yeah, it's like he says. We can now go back to the forest, rejoin the Covenant, and things are right as rain. They'll pretend like it never even happened. So, that's nice. Notably, you do want to actually do that, even if you don't intend on being in that Covenant for long. There's another perk to the Covenant, namely Shiva and the Ninja, that they don't really tell you about, which is kind of weird. It's also in a very obscure location that, frankly, I don't think you would ever really go back to check on. So, here's the game plan. We go back to the forest, rejoin the Covenant, beat the boss, and then go to Blighttown. I'm not kidding. For whatever reason, Shiva moves to the giant water wheel at the bottom of Blighttown. He then sells you things as a merchant. I have no idea why they put him there of all places and why he's not simply outside where the Covenant is. It's strange. However, he does sell one of the most interesting weapons in the game and some other rings and equipment. So frankly, it's plenty worth your time to make sure you're in good standing with good old Shiva, namely the Forest Covenant. So yeah, kill the ninja pal, hide around the corner, save quick, grab the ring, request absolution, finish up here, then go meet him in Blighttown and buy all the things you could ever want from him. At least, you know, if he has things you want. Point is, we'll be going back down there and showing it off. Oh, tree. Get out of here. Now is not the time for you to interrupt my bonfire. Tree number 2. Come on, man. There we go. Whew. So anyways, once you've done and explored all this random stuff and collected all the items that are around, including the enchanted ember, feel free to head to the boss. Which I also figured now would be a good time to show you basically the most direct route there. Along the way, hello. So yeah, it's like she has amnesia. There we go. Let's join her covenant again. Bada bing, bada boom. We are all set and good to go. So yeah, while they may not tolerate you killing them, they tolerate it a little. So hey, Shiva, welcome back, brother. If you notice, the ninja pal's gone, so yeah. The big reason, too, that you should kill him now is that there's a cliff right here. You won't have to actually fight him. You also don't risk having to fight Shiva at the same time and possibly killing him. So, you know. Now, notably, in Dark Souls 1, Absolution doesn't revive the NPCs. So, if you killed Rhea, you wouldn't be able to get her things. Whereas in other games, if you request Absolution, it'll cleanse the sin, and normally there'll be a little grave, or it'll just respawn the NPC. I think Dark Souls 2, it makes a little grave that you can pay souls to resummon them, so you can access them as a merchant. And I think in Dark Souls 3, it straight up revives them. I might be wrong on that. It's been a while since I've played those, and they all have differing mechanics across 3 different games. So, you know, I try my best to remember. But, once you've come all that way, here's where the boss is. A pretty darn cool boss, I must say. The first things first, before you approach the giant cool-looking sword and grave, run around the edge. Might be asking yourself, well, why would I do that? That's kind of weird. It's because we're namely trying to avoid the trigger for the boss fight, and to get this secret item behind the grave. You can get this once you're done with the fight, but I would just grab it now. This is the Hornet Ring, which increases your critical damage. So if you hit a riposte or a backstab, it'll actually change it to the animation from Demon Souls and give you more damage, which is really cool. Anyways, time for our boss fight. Well, hey there. What a cool shot. This is the Great Grey Wolf Sif. He's a pretty hard boss if you don't know how to dodge him. Once you understand that dodging into him makes his fight really easy, he's kind of a cakewalk. So, yeah. Basically, just stay below his legs, and you should be all good to go. See? Now, it's funny. When I first started playing this game, I ended up grinding 20k souls because I didn't know the duplication trick at the time, which was different in the older versions of this game. And this is one of the first bosses I fought after Gargoyles, being fresh to this game. And so I really learned this guy's moveset and patterns, and I had to get good at the game in order to beat him. Now, notably, when he gets really low on HP, he limps, which is really sad. But yeah, I spent hours and hours and hours fighting Sif at about level 20 or 30-ish, trying to beat him. It was rough, but evidently I got pretty good at the fight. Otherwise, for beating him, you get the Covenant of Artorias. which I believe is your big hint on the Four Kings even existing. As you notice, you can traverse the Abyss. This ring symbolizes Knight Artorias' covenant with the beasts of the Abyss. Its wearer, like Artorias himself, can traverse the Abyss. So basically, the ring's whole function is to put in the idea in your head that you can traverse the Abyss now with it. What that means, you don't really know. As I've alluded to and straight up told you, that's what you're going to need in order to fight the Four Kings. So before you can fight them in New Londo, you need to come here and grab that ring. Otherwise, you literally can't go into their boss arena. Weird. Anyways, I figure just to speed some things up, let's get our endurance to 40, and let's raise our int, let's say to 25. Sure. I know at this point I'm kind of just cheating with some of the souls we got, but I kind of do want to show off what a full build looks like by the end of the game, and I figured raising our intelligence isn't a super big deal. It'll more matter when I start just leveling our dexterity now, but a tiny bit more intelligence won't hurt. The endurance certainly helps, though. Because with more endurance, we can wear heavier things, like the Elite Knight Gauntlets, hopefully. Back to the manchettes. I was hopeful. Oh well. So yeah, at this point, let's go down to Blighttown. Which again is kind of weird. But there's actually a couple things we need to do here, so this works out. Remember that ring we got that allows us to walk on lava? And remember that item we saw across a big pool of lava? Well, it's time to go get that. Also, hey bud.
To our fair lady, then I will make available whatever you require. If you need something, ask me first.
I forgot to mention that this guy can also modify, I believe, your pyromancy flame, and he'll sell you a servant roster, which is kind of cool. So yeah, thanks, pal. I believe he also sells you some unique pyromancies, though I don't remember how to access them. Like I said, it's been a while, and that's kind of one of the more obscure things that, frankly, he does that I kind of forget about. Also, I believe the pyromancies he sells aren't, you know, phenomenal. They're kind of troll pyromancies for, like, PvP. So, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Now, unfortunately, the item we're after is guarded by, what is that, 7 Taurus demons? So, hopefully you like fighting Taurus demons. Just when you thought we were done with this place. No, we have to go backtrack to get an item. Now, my biggest advice for you for doing this and getting all these items is, fight them one at a time, lure them out. It's kind of the age-old, tried-and-true strategy. They have a fairly large aggro range, so, make use of that. Really, that hit me? Ow. Also, he somehow staggered there? That's weird. I don't know how he did that. Okay, come on, buddy. Your hitboxes are a little stinky. I'm now going to poke you in the dick. Goodbye. Yeah, there's 1 of 7. Ooh, look, here's number 2. This is also kind of why I wanted to have great heavy soul arrows, because frankly, they'll do most of the upfront work for us, which is really nice. After that, we just have to hit them 3 times if we hit them with 2. Oh, that's nice. Gosh. Oh, we aggroed many of them. Uh-oh. Well, this is where we're going to use the age-old tactic called walking backwards and casting magic. It's a famous strategy of ours at this point. There we go. Ow. Just make sure you're paying attention to where that ledge is and You should be alright. Look, I don't care which one of you it hits. I just care that it hits one of you at all. Ooh, we're running out of area to run. Try not to aggro the Capra Demon if you can help it, but if you do, oh well. Go. God damn it, it went through his legs. Sir, why'd you have to jump at the most inconvenient time? Taurus demons, I tell ya. No couth. No couth. Get out of here. Shh. Also, they're not even worth a lot of souls. Like, come on, man. Give us something for killing 7 of these dudes in a row. Oh well, beggars can't be choosers. I guess to be fair, the reward for killing 7 of them in a row are the items guarded by the lava. Now, notably, if you have high enough fire resistance, you can actually tank the lava and just walk through it. So basically, if you fought Ceaseless Discharge and picked up the robes, which you have to in order to even get over here, you can just equip those and you should be good to go if you have enough health. Now look, don't quote me on that, but like, you know, it works better than it should. Whew, now that we're done demon busting, let's go grab all these delicious items, shall we? Oh, come on, man, get up there. First and foremost, large soul of a proud knight. Very nice. That is not the one we largely care about. What we care about is this one. The Chaos Flame Ember, which I kind of wanted to grab until we met the Flame Smith down in the graves. So yeah, that's where you get the Chaos Flame Ember. Super useful. Well, this isn't where I wanted to be, but that's okay. Let's warp back to Daughter Chaos, and it should be all good. Because now we get to run all the way across Blight Town back to the Water Wheel and go talk to Shiva. He should sell us some things there. Luckily, once we've done all that, we're almost done with Blight Town. At this point in the game, if you really wanted, you could go down that big tree we saw, but I still wouldn't recommend going down there right now. You want to do that once you're done with Seath the Scaleless, at least his area, because there's someone there that we'll meet who's related to Siegmeyer's quest. We need that person in order to finish his quest there. So, you know, unfortunately, we'll be doing this run again later, just to go down a tree that we could go down now, but quests are finicky, so it is what it is. Also, surprisingly, and I didn't think I'd do this myself, I think I've actually done a pretty complete showing of every single side quest in the game that you can do, which surprises me even. Anyways, there's Shiva. If I were you along the way, I would take care of any pests that might interrupt you, because make no mistake, these guys can hit him too. Come on. I hate these little mosquitoes. There we go. Just sucks because there's so many of them too. Anyways, hey there, Shiva. If you notice, the ninja's back here. So, that's cool. Anyways, hey there.
Hello again. Strange to meet away from the clan and the forest. But while you are here, how about some equipment? I love collecting these things, but I can only keep so many. And you know, you are a friend. I'll sell them cheap.
So yeah, he'll sell you the Flamberge, the Stone Greatsword, the Demon Great Machete, which is what the Capra Demon uses, an extra Shotel, the Uchi Katana, if you didn't want to murder the merchant way at the beginning, the Washing Pole, which is a super long katana, the Demon's Great Axe, if you didn't get it from those enemies, claws, which are a fist weapon, and the demon spear from the demons in Anor Londo. He also sells you the Eastwood grain ring, which slows loss of weapon durability. It's not a super big issue, but it's appreciated. We can also learn a gesture. The look skyward. Thanks for the gesture, buddy.
I see. You have a sharp eye for trinkets. Suits me fine. I'll be seeing you.
So yeah, that's basically everything to do here right now at Blighttown. Otherwise, once you're done, hit the bonfire and, I guess, decide where you want to go next. I think, ultimately, I want to go... Oh, I'm just not sure. New Londo does look pretty enticing. There's a little something there that, frankly, I kind of want to really get right now. So I think that's where we'll go. After that, we'll go deal with Seath the Scaleless. But for now, to New Londo. Also, hey there, guy.
Did you ring the second bell? That is wonderful, I must say. Now, we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you.
Yeah. So anyways, I think because,
Stench. Oh, maybe it's time.
I think because I never talked to this guy, he hasn't moved yet. But I think now... No, he's not gone yet? Alright. Anyways, point is, eventually he goes hollow from unironically framped. But as you can see, he's no longer here. So, kind of a null and void point. Now, interestingly, because we didn't murder Patches out of spite, he's here in Firelink.
Oh, we meet again. How many of you are there? You've come at the perfect time. I'm done with the looting. I'm a humble merchant now, and wondrous treasures have I, at a special price for you. There you are. Have a nice look at them. Oh, relax. No more funny business out of me, my friend.
Yeah, like he says, he has things to sell. He'll also teach you another gesture. Prostration. Thanks, buddy. And yeah, he sells 3 Eyes of Death, a Divine Blessing, 3 Humanities, 1 Twin Humanity, Infinite Prism Stones, the Mask of the Father, the Mask of the Child, and the Cleric Armor. Quaint. He also sells the Crescent Axe, which one of them used, and the Canvas Talisman, which is a pretty good talisman. He also sells some of the spells that they had. Notably, I would recommend you buy a bunch of Prism Stones for things that are coming up later. They're cheap enough.
Right. Good stuff, eh? Don't you forget who got it for you.
Yeah, thanks, Patches. We know you murdered, essentially a bunch of clerics to get it, but, works all the same for us. So yeah, now that we're done with all that, let's head on down to New Londo, shall we? We've got some ghosts to kill. Which, hopefully you kept a hold of all those transient curses, yeah? If you didn't, you're gonna have a hard time with this. The other thing I would recommend equipping, and this is gonna sound weird, the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring. You'll see why. Basically, all of the ghosts have a chance of dropping more transient curses, which obviously you need to fight them. Additionally, they also can drop their weapons, which can naturally hurt them too. Now, that's not the only way to hurt them. The transient curse, as you may guess... Oh, here's the dude. I guess he went hollow now. Okay, weird. Funny, because he just wasn't hollow a minute ago, but now he is? Whatever. Point is, he shows up here. But, as the item derives its name from, curses. If you become cursed via petrification from basilisks, you receive a status that persists through death. Your maximum HP is halved, but you are considered cursed. While cursed, you can hurt ghosts as if you had a transient curse applied. So really, it's up to you. If you want to fight the ghosts with transient curses, or if you want to just be cursed, take your pick. Frankly, transient curses are usually the way to go. But, well, you can fight them like this if you want. Normally they drop two curses per go, if they do drop them. So, it's not like you'll run out of them anytime soon. This is also why I recommend having the ring, because frankly, getting more curses is really nice. Otherwise, this is a pretty simple and straightforward area, at least in the beginning. The biggest thing you gotta watch out for is that these ghosts come through the floor. So, watch out for that. They also hover all around, and frankly, in order to get their items, you need to make it so they're more or less on level with you. If they're way too high up or way too low down, you'll miss their item. Also, as you can see, there's an elevator here, which we'll use later. Yeah, these guys are kind of cheeky. There's a lot of them, and they show up often. They're easy enough, though. They're decently weak to magic, and they have a whole slew of things they can do. Normally, they use slashing attacks, and they can try to grab you, which does a fair amount of damage, so be careful about that. Now, notably, amongst the ghosts, there are two unique ghosts, one of which is actually right over there. We'll see her in a minute. Ooh, and here we have the parrying dagger. A very fun, unique weapon. The parrying dagger, as its name implies, you can use to parry instead of a shield. So, it's kind of cool. It has different parry frames than the than any medium shield, and even the small shields like the buckler do. So, it's kind of interesting. So otherwise, that ghost there, it's notably different. This ghost has one of the rarest weapons in all of Dark Souls. I once farmed it and it took me over 4 hours. It's not a very good weapon. But if you want the achievement for all weapons, you unfortunately need to farm her, which sucks. That's why largely I would recommend trying to get a Jagged Ghost Blade now, which is what these other ones drop, just so that way you don't have to rely on transient curses. The big downside to using their Ghost Blades, though, is they're tiny little weapons. Their hitboxes are abysmally small. So, yeah. Also, if you notice, this is a little shortcut. So, feel free to use it. Also, these ghosts are pretty cheeky and they hide down here. So while you're walking up above, they will try to slash at you. Keep that in mind as you're traversing through here. If you're quick, it won't matter. But if you're too slow, they can get you. And eventually, too, should you run past them, they'll start to chase you. So keep that in mind. Yeah, see, there's another one. Boy, oh boy, are we coming up to a very, very fun area. Inside this fun house of horrors, there are like 30 ghosts. If I were you, just start to clear them out as quick as you can. Notably, this is also where your first transient curse is most likely to wear off. So if you don't see the white lines on you anymore, make sure to re-up. Really, pal? Alright, whatever. In this room, there's another one of those female ghosts. This is usually the one that I feel drops the dagger or is more likely to. The same is true of the height thing with her, too. So, if she's not on level, be careful because she might drop it in the air where you can't actually pick it up, or she might drop it through the floor where you also can't pick it up. It would suck if you got one of the rarest weapons and you just can't pick it up because she was a little too high or low. Ghosts are brutal, but up here, we have this guy.
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the four kings whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal.
So yeah, he gives you this. Notably, if you come here way earlier, make it all the way to this guy, he won't give this to you. In order to get this key, you either need to murder him or have the Lord Vessel. Also notably, see that dagger? That's that super rare dagger I mentioned.
The four kings
Lucky bastard.
in the deepest chamber of the ruins. Use this key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss. But the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorias traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
So yeah, this is kind of the only guy who actually points you in the direction to go get the ring and to even continue and come here and look for the four kings. So I guess your biggest hint for doing this is when you exit Blighttown, you grab the key and are supposed to come here, you know, looking for where to use it. It's pretty obscure and a lot of people get stuck on this part in the game. Just because, you know, finding Seath, pretty easy. Nito, obviously somewhere in the catacomb. Bed of Chaos, Demon Ruins, easy enough. They showed you all those in the cutscene. This is the only one where they really did not give you any direction for. So frankly, I don't think there's any shame if you ever looked up a guide or, you know, or even watching this and didn't know where to go if you got stuck on this game. Well, eventually, sure. Could you find this naturally? Yeah. But is it realistic? Maybe not. After enough time of playing the game, sure. Of course, you'd eventually find it from slamming your head into every wall in the game. But do you really want to do that? I mean, seriously. I believe that's a homeward bone or something, or even Titanite. So, we can't pick it up. Anyways, at this point, there's a couple items left here and some ghosties, so we'll clear them out and be on our way. See, there's the weapon clinking off the wall. Ooh, nice. I'm surprised we could actually pick that one up. Yeah, otherwise, I want to say there's a ring of sacrifice out this door? No, the curse bite ring. That's right, that's right. A little different. It increases your resistance to the curse status. So, useful. I'm probably just thinking of using the rare ring of sacrifice to ignore curses. Confusing that for the curse bite ring. Similar ideas, they both deal with curses. Yeah, through there is progress. But first, I'd recommend coming up here. Because we can grab some extra little goodies. First, a humanity. Very useful. At this point, you've probably got quite a fair stockpile of humanity. I mean, you know, 16 and 24, pretty good. Up to, you know, 40. That's a lot. Still, through here, if you go up first, you can come out to this little balcony, which is kind of cool to see. Plus, hey look, it's all the drakes. And right here, above where we got that ring oh so long ago, is the composite bow. Probably the most powerful short bow in the game, which is pretty cool. Frankly, if you're doing an archer playthrough and using bows primarily as your weapon, I would recommend getting that as quick as you can. Well, when the contraption doesn't move, use the key to the seal, which our friend gave us so graciously. Crank the lever. Let's drain this pool. So like he said, there are the Dark Wraiths below. The Dark Wraiths are actually a hidden covenant. Notably, joining it won't make them not hostile to you, but you'll be more than acquainted with them by the end of New Londo Ruins. Point is, in order to join the Dark Wraiths, you need to acquire the, basically, the key to traverse the Abyss, which is the, Covenant of Artorias. Artorias' ring. I forget what it's actually, like, officially called. Yeah, Covenant of Artorias. So you need to get the crest, or defeat the Hydra and climb the ladder. Come here. Either murder the dude to get his key, or get the Lord Vessel. Come all the way down here, ignore Framped completely. Beat the Four Kings. And then you will find another great serpent named Koth, who will allow you to join these fellas. The Dark Wraiths. These are the de facto invader PvP covenant that are focused entirely on stealing humanity from other players and being dicks. People love them. That's also why they're one of the most hidden covenants in the game, and it's so easy to mess them up. You can go entire playthroughs and not even know how to join these guys. Now, notably, you're supposed to go through that way in order to get to the end of this area. However, jumping is really funny. Should you jump up here, you get basically straight to the end of the area. Now, while you could do this, and it's actually super useful for, say, speedrunning, I wouldn't recommend skipping the area because the best ember in the game to make plus 15 weapons is down here. There's also, I believe, some other really good things. So if I were you, don't take this route, but I wanted to at least show it off. So let's head back down and take the intended route. I know, it's boring, but you won't regret it. This is also kind of why I wanted to come here now, is because frankly, we could use a power increase, and upgrading our weapon is a good way to do that. Now notably, it's pretty dark down here, so I might put on the sunlight maggot just so you can see a little more. Hey, don't do that. That move he's doing is the, that's the Dark Hand. If it grabs you, it'll suck your life force and steal humanity. So, don't get grabbed by that if you can help it. It's really dangerous. Also, I will put on the sunlight maggot just so we can see a little more. Now, in here, there should be a weird giant head thing. I don't know what that monster is. Ow. Excuse me, gentlemen. One at a time, one at a time. I know I'm popular, but seriously. Really? Oh, my buff wore off. Well, that doesn't help. So yeah, if you know how to parry, these guys aren't all that bad, though they do have some tricky moves that can really trip you up. They're kind of notorious and famous for racking up damage quickly. Oh, well, this isn't good. Woo! There's that quick damage I mentioned. Now, admittedly, I did not mean to run back through the door. I meant to run up against the pots, but, whoopsies. So, yeah, well, back down we go. Now, should this also happen to you, I would honestly take the time on the way back to go check those two ghosts again, just to see if you can get that rare drop. If you can, cool. If not, not the end of the world. And again, like I said, we never got a Jagged Ghost Blade, which I kind of would like to have, rather than having to use transient curses, but, oh well. Now, the other nice thing about that actually having happened is I can talk about a little bit more of some of the special things down here. The most notable of which being that Dark Wraiths can drop not only Titanite chunks, but Titanite slabs as well. These guys drop the highest endgame materials infinitely. You heard me. you can get as many plus 10 sets of armor and as many plus 15 weapons as you want. Man, oh man, do I wish they did this for the other games. I don't know why they lock you to only having a set number of weapons that you can have maximum upgrade. It's super restrictive, and frankly, the fact that you can, you know, upgrade as many weapons as you want in this game, I think makes Dark Souls 1 a lot more accessible, even if it means you have to grind a lot more. The only Titanite slab we've seen thus far in the game has been from the Return to the Asylum, which is pretty brutal. The other games are at least better at giving you the materials, but other than that, they're restrictive in the fact that you can't get more of them without doing New Game Plus. So I mean, sure, you can always get technically infinite upgraded weapons if you're willing to run through a harder version of the game again. So, you know, bit of a double-edged sword there, I suppose. But still, I like it like this, where if you want to stay in your current New Game cycle and, you know, get as many upgraded weapons as you want, you can. Oh, I was kind of hoping she'd drop it. Oh well. Even if she did, we probably couldn't have actually gotten it. Now, notably, with this water drained, there's actually a massive skip you can do to get down there really quickly. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's insane. It's something with walking up to a little ledge and then basically tricking the game into avoiding the kill plane, so that way you can get down there and, oh, I missed that item. Well, it's a good thing we died then. Going down there and basically skipping the entirety of, you know, doing this whole run again if you didn't get the shortcut yet. That elevator we saw earlier is a massive shortcut, which will help us get there. Oh, man, I was hoping that was the item. Oh, we got to show off the grab attack. Very nice. But yeah, point is, this entire area is, not that bad. And it has really awesome upgrades that you can get really quickly into the game, which is super nice if you know what you're doing. Now, evidently these ghosts hurt, but, they're not all that bad. So yeah, let's keep on moving, and let's get back down there, fight some more dark wraiths. And then grab, hopefully, just the shortcut. If I'm not stupid this time, and, you know, apply my weapon buffs correctly, we should be fine. Even then, admittedly, I kind of forgot the other one was behind us at the time, which, whoopsies. Oh yeah, and I don't want to forget that item again. I don't know why I keep forgetting it. In order to get it, just hop off right here, and you're, good to go. Make sure you don't get knocked off by ghosties, though. That would be bad. There's what I was thinking of. I knew there was a Ring of Sacrifice somewhere around here. I just couldn't remember where. Yeah, there it is. Also, we'll just hop down here, take a little bit of damage. It's all good. Yeah, I knew somewhere on the left of the building there was a Ring of Sacrifice. I was just mixing up where it and the Curse Bite Ring were. Whoopsies. Oh well. We righted our wrong. So, it's all good. What a handsome man we are. And down we go. Now, another big thing I want to bring up, right? For the upcoming boss fight, the Four Kings, pyromancy is obscenely broken. Obviously, it's really good for a lot of bosses. The Four Kings are actually weak to fire. So, not only are you going to be doing an obscene amount of damage very quickly, they're weak to it. So if I were you, become a master level pyromancer and bring at least great combustion. Even if you have to use the Dark Moon Seance Ring, it's worth it. Just remember though, you're gonna have to also wear the Covenant Ring in order to fight the boss. A lot of people struggle with the Four Kings because eventually there's going to be 4 of them. Admittedly, there's actually a a whole bunch of them that can spawn. You'll probably fight 5 to 6 of them because they all share a health pool. And, it basically just spawns as many as they need until you deplete the entire health pool. So I want to say in like New Game Plus 7 or something, you can fight like 8 or 9 of them. It's kind of funny. But point is, you're going to fight a lot of them all at once. And because of that, you're going to need some good defenses. The most popular strategy is use Pyromancy and equip Havel's armor. With Havel's armor, you basically shrug off almost any amount of damage they can do to you. And frankly, you can just tank it by chugging through it with your Estus Flask. It's a really hard fight that's made trivial by Havel's armor. So, I do plan on showing that off. It's also why I wanted to make sure we had Pyromancy, is just so that way I could show you just how obscene and dumb it is. I mean, look, obviously it was really good for Nito, right? The 4 Kings, I mean, you're gonna see just how good Pyromancy really is. For that fight, I'm probably just gonna equip only Pyromancies and just abuse it. Frankly, I won't feel bad about it. Now granted, in order for that strat to really work, where you just equip Havel's gear and, you know, basically face tank all of the damage and, you know, burn through the 4 Kings as quick as possible, you do need a fair amount of health. So if you haven't been leveling your vitality, you might really suffer in this fight. But still, it shouldn't be all that bad. That's also why usually I recommend waiting until you finish Anor Londo, because by that point, you should have Havel's armor. Also, there's your shortcut. Send that on up. As long as you hit it, you can use it later. So yeah, maybe I'll try the 4 Kings without Havel's armor and stuff first, just to see how we do. But we'll see how I'm feeling. Otherwise, there's a nice little soul. Over here is the item that we are looking for. Up and up and up and up. And for going all this way and around, you will receive the very large ember. You can now fully upgrade a weapon to plus 15. Thank God. Oh, it's been too long that we've had our plus poor 10, or, not poor 10, our plus, 10 weapon / raw plus 5 weapon. It served us well, don't get me wrong. But, you're definitely supposed to get that and then go back and upgrade a weapon to max level. That's also why the Wraiths drop Titanite chunks and can even drop shards, is you are intended to have a max level weapon from here on out in the game. Obviously, you can come here before the Lord Vessel. If you do that, you probably don't have the large ember yet. At least, you know, if you come here as early as possible. So, unfortunately, getting this ember doesn't make it so you can just skip the 6 to 10 range. You still have to have the large ember in order to modify the weapon and make it so you can even do that. I think that's kind of why the devs did it up that way and why they split it like so, is because not only do you need the materials, you need the option to even smith the thing that powerfully. It's not just, oh, I have an endgame material, I can skip all the tiers, and oh, I have the endgame flame needed to do it. No, you still got to jump through all the hoops. So still, you can come get it for later, which is nice. Saves you some headache. Also, through that hidden wall and across the way, we have a Titanite chunk. Very nice. Here we're approaching the last hurdle. If you recognize, that's where the jump leads us, is right here. This is basically the end of the entire area, which is kind of hilarious. I want to say, yeah. I think there's 2 of them even? Yes, there are. Well, at least I remember there were 2. Yeah, admittedly, sometimes just jamming, you know, R1 or, you know, your right bumper, sometimes it just works. So, later, fellas. Hello, giant floaty head thing and, disgusting skeletal thing. It's gonna let you explode, and then I'm gonna poke you a whole bunch. There you go, buddy. No need to make this complicated. You can just die. Put that big spear away. I want to say this dude and some enemies later in the game are largely a reference to the first boss in Demon's Souls that you can legitimately fight and beat. Or, well, you can be the tutorial boss, but the first boss you're intended to beat, the Phalanx. Oh, once you're up here, there's one last little Dark Wraith hidden away. We'll deal with him. Then, it's time to fight the 4 kings. Now, I do want to try to fight him with what we have now, but if we don't beat him, then I'm definitely going to go back and try to use pyromancy on him just to show you how obscene it is. Yeah, this is the whole area. So, make sure you equip your Artorias Covenant. And if I were you, equip your full set of Havel's armor. The only big requirement, I would say, is just make sure that you can move in it. So long as you can still move, even if it's fat like this, you should be more than fine. So, let's get in there. Huh. Stairs, stairs, and more stairs. Now, notably, you can just drop off the center. Be careful because there are little lips that you can actually, fall into. But, we'll give it a shot. Whee! Anyways, welcome to the Abyss. It's as cold and as dark as most people say. And say hello to the first of the 4 kings. Now, basically, these guys are on a timer for how quick you kill them. If you kill them fast enough, then the other ones will spawn. If you kill them slow enough, then, you know, the other dudes will spawn along with the current ones. So keep that in mind, you should be fine. See, if you notice, our weapons don't do a whole lot. Our magic does alright, though. So we'll just hit him with what we got. Now, if you notice, his individual health bar is a lot less than what is, you know, shown as their actual full health. And if you see, Havel's armor is so good for this. You have so much poison defense that, frankly, you can just tank their hits. Look at this. If you have 99 humanity as well, you really can take some punishment. It's kind of hilarious how easy this boss is with this setup. Now, if you're worried about their damage, frankly, feel free to, make sure to, my goodness, feel free to use a shield. You can block a fair bit of the damage that they do, even if it's not, you know, fully effective. Here's the only issue I was worried about. We've kind of been taking our dear sweet time killing the kings, so we're gonna have to fight more than just 4 of them, unfortunately. It'll be fine. Come on, there we go. Hello, Mr. King. Usually they're pretty nice and they'll take turns fighting you, but, it's kind of funny. I'm just going to hit him with as many heavy attacks as we can while our weapon is buffed. After that, I'm going to start using our great heavy soul arrows. Now, something notably, too, is that while you are wearing heavy armor sets, such as Havel's armor, the Dark Iron set, Smo's armor, every piece of the set actually decreases your stamina recovery speed. So keep that in mind. That's kind of why the grass crest shield is so important, is it helps counter the negative effect of wearing heavy armors like this. Notably too, and we haven't seen this yet, these guys actually have a grab attack that they haven't been doing. I don't know why, but normally they love spamming it. I believe should they hit you with it, they'll suck away not only your health, but humanity as well. So be careful about that. Also, this is getting a little dangerous. As you see, the 5th king has shown up. Now, unbeknownst to us, you know, the 4 kings were actually 5, and possibly 6 and 7 and 8, if you know, take long enough. Go. Oops. Buff up our weapon. And then we'll finish the fight. There we go. See? They're not so bad. Even without OP pyromancy to cheese the hell out of them, Havel's armor more than makes up for it. Woohoo! Not bad. Hey, nice bonfire. So, once you rest here, believe Goth, where are you, buddy? Did I mess it up? I may have messed it up. Oh. Well, I think I messed up the Dark Wraith Covenant. Basically, in order to get it, I think you actually are supposed to come here and beat this boss before you obtain the Lord Vessel officially. It also just might be that he's not showing up. I may need to save and reset. I guess let me take a look. Let's see here. I know sometimes it's a little finicky. Oh, that's the key. Right. So, the entire thing is that once you obtain the Lord Vessel, don't put it on the pedestal that we did. That's the key. So you can get it, just don't put it on the thing. That's what I messed up. Otherwise, should you do everything right, another one of the Great Serpents will be right here. His name is, I believe, Darkstalker Koth. He then allows you to join the Dark Wraith Covenant. He gives you the Dark Wraith armor, as well as the Lifesteal Hand, and I believe the Dark Sword. It also gives you the non-cracked Red Eye Orb, so just the normal Red Eye Orb, which allows you to invade infinitely. So, that's cool. Unfortunately, like I said, I messed it up, so, oopsies. See, it's so hard and obscure to find, even I messed it up, and I know what I'm doing. So, yeah. Oh, we'll live. We will live. Worst case, if you're curious, just go look up a video or a tutorial on how to actually do it properly. It's not super difficult. So yeah, even then, that's why normally I wait, is that, you know, get Havel's armor, get the Lord Vessel, then come here and do this ASAP. If you do that, you shouldn't have any issues. Otherwise, let's level up a little bit, shall we? Let's get our dexterity to 25. Sure, looks good. If you notice, that boosted our damage a whole lot. But at this point, let's go back to the Undead Parish, and let's give Andre this nice new ember. He'll appreciate it. Oh, and hey, that actually just reminded me, before we do that, we haven't picked up Kirk's armor yet. So for reference, once you've beaten Kirk all 3 times, come to the Daughter of Chaos. Behind you at this wall that we've been staring at for so long is the Armor of Thorns set. Which, frankly, I really like this set. I think it's super cool. The spiked shoulder pads and everything looks sweet. Plus, when you roll with this, should you roll into somebody or something, you'll do damage with it, which is really cool. It's a super unique set. Still, we haven't upgraded it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Anyways, now let's go back to Andre. Man, he's going to be so excited when he sees this ember. Oh, boy. Oh, Andre, we have an ember for you.
Well, I'll be. That's a brilliant ember you've got there. For all my years in the trade, that might be the finest. And you leave that ember with me. I'm just an old smith. I'd give my left arm for a gem like that.
Absolutely, you can have it.
Well, thank you mightily for that. Now, just leave the rest to me. Andre of Astora gets the job done. You shall see.
So yeah, we can now make plus 11 to 15 weapons, which we absolutely want to do. I don't know if we have all the chunks needed, but we might. Oh, we certainly do. So let's do it. Max out our Balder Side sword. We now have a max level weapon, which is pretty frickin' awesome. I guess with the remainder, we can also reinforce some armor. I think admittedly I'm going to be using the Wanderer leggings for the rest of the game, just because I really like how they look. Otherwise, I don't know if I'm going to continue using the Elite Knight set. So the Wanderer stuff is a pretty sure bet. Unfortunately, we don't have another Titanite slab, so oh well.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Yeah. So yeah, though. Pretty darn good progress. Overall, we now have, what? One more boss to beat before we go beat the game? Technically speaking. Before that, though, we obviously have quite a bit left to do. Namely, everything left is in Anor Londo. We have to beat Gwyndolin, we need to go to the Painted World, and of course, we need to fight Seath the Scaleless. The other big thing is we need to do the DLC, which, wouldn't you know, is up where Seath is. So, that's where we'll ultimately be going next time we play Dark Souls Remastered. We've got a lot ahead of us, but we've come quite a far way. So, as always, I've been Bread. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.